Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TNA news and some women wrestling results and maybe some more. Okay, TNA Live Events Coordinator Craig Jenkins announced on his Twitter page that he has left the company after 6 years. It's been an honor and a privilege for 6 years knowing all of you, Jenkins wrote. And good night and God bless. Thanks for your memories. Follow him online at twitter.com/Jinxman, Jenxman. TNA has lost a pair of public relations staff members in recent months, and now Jenkins, at a time when the company is going on the road bi-weekly for their TV shows. Tapings. This original source came from James Caldwell of pwtorch.com. TNA announced that Chris Sabin will be doing a question and answer on Twitter at 6 p.m. Central Time on the hour leading up to the Impact Wrestling TV tape show. Follow him online at twitter.com/Project Sabin. Use hashtag AskSabin when you submit your questions. Dixie Carter noted recently that Sabin would be returning to Impact after a long layoff following his second knee surgery. Former TNA announcer Don West noted on Twitter that he recently received his biannual royalty check. He tweeted, "Just got my biannual royalty check from TNA. And if it wasn't so hilarious, it would be sad." West later noted that the check was actually less than a TNA brown bag special, a ShopTNA.com product that he helped to get off the ground to sell older merchandise. And they sell for $20 each, in which you get one t-shirt at a random choice and 3 DVDs. Not a bad price, with each individual t-shirt for $25. TNA Knockout Tara revealed on Twitter that she won't be attending any Impact Wrestling TV tapings for a few months, and she apologized to the fans. James Storm was recently interviewed by Power-Wrestling Radio Germany. Come in! Here are the highlights from the interview. On Impact Wrestling, going on the road full time, it's a great move that TNA, because I think that it's what they need, exposure. It's a great thing to be bringing Impact Zone on the road. Everyone has to start stepping up. Everybody from the office to the marketing department, to the guys in the ring putting on a show, and thinking so far everyone has stepped up. And yes, I do have cups, by the way. My buddy Robert came over to visit with me. On Impact Wrestling, going on the road full time, I think it's a great move by TNA because I think it's what they need. Okay, exposure. Okay, backstage reaction to going on the road and rumors that some guys were unhappy. I haven't seen any of these guys running around the locker room. As far as anyone that I hang out with in the locker room, we are all thrilled to do it. We are happy to get out of the Impact Zone, especially being there since day one. I've been at the Impact Zone since we started there. You have to kill yourself to get a reaction out of those guys coming in there for 7 to 8 years. And he comments on TNA cutting down to 4 pay-per-view events. I think it's great. When I was growing up, we had the 4 pay-per-views, the Royal Rumble, the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Nowadays, we have the WWE running a pay-per-view every month. We have TNA running a pay-per-view every month. We have MMA. Scooby-Doo is on pay-per-view now. I think it became too saturated. On TNA, fans have mixed reaction about Hulk Hogan coming to TNA. Anyone can sit back and pick any body part they want. You always see the unnamed source or something like that. As far as I'm concerned, every chance I've had to work with him has helped me out a lot. He tried to pull me aside after I have a match or a promo, and he don't ever talk down to me or anything. He will just tell me, try this next time. Next time I try it, it will work or not work. He is the first one there when I come back. When I come back, he is also recognizable. I think he is more recognizable than our president. I mean, if you were in an airport and President and Hulk Hogan were there together, you probably recognize Hogan first. Am I right? Oh, yeah, brother. Okay. Lost myself. On a short title reign, to me, it is what it is. I can now say I was World Heavyweight Champion. I don't care if it was just for 30 seconds. I can put that on my resume and call myself TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I think I could have done a lot more with it. It's one of those things that my time will come again, and when it does, I'll be ready. This time, when it comes, I'm going to make the best of it and show the world what I got. Show TNA management that I am deserving of being a champion. The highest rated show is when I became champion. Just wanted to throw that out there. On the departure of Vince Russo, I remember I used to go to B.G. James, the road dog, as people also call Billy Gunn, Kip. They helped me out a lot. When Vince Russo was writing the show, I would take my stuff over to Road Dogg and ask him, hey, do you mind if I go out and just say whatever? He would tell me, go ahead. You see, Vince Russo, he's from New York. New York people don't truly know how Southern people talk. He is going to write something for a guy from the South. I would go up to Vince and ask him, hey, can I say whatever? And say, go ahead. He let me go out, and ever since then, I would just go out and do my own thing. Very similar to CM Punk. I miss Vince Russo. I had a close relationship with him. I really liked Vince a lot, and I think he did a good job good for the company. I think whatever happened. It's none of my business or whatever. But as far as Vince's relationship, I always felt like I could talk to him and find out what was going on and where this was heading and add my input from there. And that was the end of what he was saying on that. Hulk Hogan's Micro Championship Wrestling, called the MCW, will be holding an event on Wednesday, April 24, 2013 at Slim Sports Bar and Grill in Holiday, Florida. Cost of the tickets are $12 in advance, $15 at the door, and you can go to facebook.com/Slim's Bar for more info, and http ProWrestlingEvents.weebly.com for more info about future events. Lance Hoyt, formerly of TNA, or Advanced Archer, with WWE, tweeted, next Saturday in Houston, Texas, NWA Parade of Champions, hashtag KES versus KOTU, IWGP in /New Japan Pro Wrestling tag titles versus NWA tag titles, and then hashtag Tag Team Wrestling. And you can go to the website pbs.twimg.com/media/big B, big H, 2 little Z, big X, big W, little D, big C, big I, big A, big F, big E, little M, 7.jpg. Pro Wrestling History for April 16th. 1992, All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival was won by Stan the Man Hansen, who defeated Mitsuharu Misawa in the final. And more events was in 1994. The first WCW Spring Stampede was held in Chicago, Illinois, where Steven Regal fought Brian Pillman to a time limit draw to retain the WCW TV title. The Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, defeated Cactus Jack and Max Payne in a Chicago street fight to retain the WCW World Tag titles. Stone Cold Steve Austin, in WCW's character, also known as Stunning Steve, defeated Rick Rude to win the WCW International World title, and Ric Flair fought Ricky Steamboat to a no contest to a double pinfall. The WCW World title was originally headed back to Flair, but was later vacated. In 2011, TNA Knockdown was held in Cincinnati, Ohio, as usual with lockdown events at that time. All matches were held inside the cage. Max Buck won an 8-man escape match. Mickey James defeated Madison Rayne in a title versus hair match to win the TNA Knockout title. Jeff Jarrett defeated Kurt Angle in an Ultra Male Rules 2 out of 3 falls match, which Angle won with submission only first fall, with Jarrett winning the following pinfalls only and escaping the cage falls. Sting defeated RVD and Mr. Anderson in a 3-day dance to retain the TNA World Title. Fortune members of James Storm, Robert Roode, Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels defeated Immortal members of Ric Flair, Abyss, Bully Ray, and Matt Hardy in a lethal lockdown match. Title changes on that date. 1984, Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch defeated Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson to win the WWF Tag Team titles. 1999, Devon Dudley defeated Rob Van Dam to win the ECW Tag Team titles for the Dudley Boys himself and Bubba Ray. In 2000, on Raw, Scotty 2 Hotty defeated Dean Malenko to win the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. In 2001, on SmackDown, the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker defeated Edge and Christian to win the WWF Tag Team titles. Also, Rhino defeated Kane to win the WWF Hardcore title. 2007 on SmackDown, Deuce and Domino defeated Paul London and Brian Kendrick to win the WWF or WWE Tag Team titles. And that concludes the one on the 16th, I believe. Birthdays. Happy birthday to former WWF and AWA star Kevin Wachholtz, who is perhaps best known as Nails, who turned 55 years old, and WWE Hall of Famer, the Rowdy one himself, Roddy Piper. Just when you think you know the answer, I change the question. And in a memoriam on this day in 1989, the wrestling world lost Mexican regular Villano II, age 39. Like his brother, Villano II was initially discouraged from a career in wrestling by his father, famed luchador Ray Mendoza, who preferred them to receive a proper education. Despite this, all 5 brothers would go on to in-ring careers with Villano 1 and 2, being the first to debut in 1969, originally competing as Los Bestia Negras, the Black Beast. In 1970, the brothers coined the Villano persona and began the rise to stardom. They won an Arena Coliseo tag titles whilst working for EMLL, but failed to make an overall impression in the promotion before joining their father's UWA in 1975. Villano 2 failed to find success in the promotion before inexplicably ceasing to compete by the latter part of the decade. Got no information as to the reason for the sudden apparent retirement, probably because of his health. That's earlier from just reading what just went on. Okay, the only thing I can be sure is that it was not a happy retirement for Villano 2, who committed suicide following a battle with depression around a decade after his retirement. Villano 2's death so rocked the family that it is said to have quickened the retirement of Villano 1 and triggered Ray Mendoza's own health problems himself. And now for April 17th, today's date, 1982, Giant Baba won the AJPW, All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival. This would be the last carnival until 1991. In 1991, this year's AJPW Champions Carnival introduced a modern dual block system. Stan Hansen won Group A and Jumbo Saruda won Group B, with Saruda winning the final. 1994, Toshiaki Kawada won the AJPW Champions Carnival, defeating Steve Williams, probably Dr. Death, in the final after both men tied on 19 points. In 1999, Vader won the AJPW Champions Carnival, defeating Kenta Kobashi in the finals. 2009, WWE Superstars debuted on WG in America. And more events in 2000. The final WCW Spring Stampede was held in Chicago, Illinois. Mancow defeated Jimmy Hart. Yeah, the Mouse of the South actually wrestled. I learned that earlier today. Terry Funk defeated Norman Smiley to win the vacant WCW Hardcore title. Chris Candido defeated the Artist, formerly known as Prince Iaukea. Juventud Guerrero, Shahada Moore, Lash Moreau, and Crowbar in a suicide 6-way match to win the vacant WCW Cruiserweight title. Shane the Franchise Douglas and Buff Bagwell defeated Ric Flair and Lex Luger in the final of the tournament to win the vacant WCW World Tag Team titles. Scott Steiner defeated Sting in the final of the tournament to win the vacant WCW United States title. Jeff Jarrett defeated DDP in the final of the tournament to win the vacant WCW World title. Title changes on that day. This day in history, 1960, Jerry and Eddie Graham defeated Red and Lou Bastion to win the NWA Northeast United States Tag Team titles. And in 1983, Roddy Piper defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine to win the NWA United States title. Also in 1983, Junkyard Dog won the tournament to win the vacant MSW, probably Mid-South Wrestling North American title. 1989, Shinichi Nakano defeated Masanobu Fuchi to win the AJPW Junior Heavyweight title. 2001 on Raw, Triple H defeated Jeff Hardy to win the WWF Intercontinental title. In 2007 on this date, on Raw, Santino Marella defeated Umaga in a no-holds-barred match to win the WWE Intercontinental title. And also birthdays. Happy birthday to former ECW wrestler Damian Kane, 53. Former WWE Tag and Cruiserweight Champion Paul London turned 33. WWE Hall of Famer George the Animal Steel, the one with the green tongue, turned 76. Three-time All Japan Pro Wrestling Unified Tag Team Champion Joe Doring turned 31. Two-time AAA Mixed Tag Team Champion Brian Apache turned 54. And current WWE personality Vicky Guerrero turned 45. And a memoriam today in 2003, the Wrestling World lost six-time NWA World Light Heavyweight Champion Ray Mendoza at the age of 73. Mendoza began his sporting career in boxing, turning pro in 1950. His boxing career came to an end 2 years later after he was legitimately attacked during a sparring session with two wrestlers, one of whom injured his back with a knee drop. He had a brief stint as a health inspector in Mexico City, but was soon recommended for a career in wrestling by his local gym owner. Following a year of intense training, Mendoza debuted, as I was describing in the yesterday's history, in 1954, initially competing as Chedo Diaz. In 1955, he took in the ring name Ray Mendoza, devised from his trainer's first name and his wife's maiden name. He soon became one of EMLL's top heel and used the main event position to better the wrestler's pay and working conditions. Despite his status, it took him until 1959 to win his first championship, defeating Dory Dixon to win the NWA Light Heavyweight title. In 1960s, he was so popular that certain sources cite that he sold out every arena he competed in across the 3-year period. During his time, he would also make regular appearances in America, winning championships in NWA Hollywood. In 1974, dissatisfied with EMLL's treatment of his sons, Mendoza joined up with Francisco Flores to form Lucha Libre, an international, that's Mexican, known internationally as the UWA. He became the first UWA light heavyweight champion, but this was an attempt to elevate the careers of those who went on to defeat him, including El Solitario and Gran Hamada. By the end of the decade, Mendoza was all but retired, only competing on very sporadic occasions. His final headline match came in 1978 when he unsuccessfully challenged for Tatsumi Fujinami's WWF Junior Heavyweight title. He formally announced his retirement in 1982, and following his retirement tour, he hung up his boots early the next year. He became the head trainer for at UWA school, as well as occasionally performing refereeing duties, and later became the head of Mexico City Boxing and Wrestling Committee. By 2000, his health was so much in decline and eventually passed away from kidney failure. CMLL paid tribute to him in 2010, and at their Homenaje dos Leonidas event, hopefully I pronounced the Mexican words right. The Quiero Taco Bell, I know I got that one right. As if Mendoza's in-ring legacy wasn't enough, he also fathered the Villado brothers, who would find international success in the 1990s through the 2000s. Here's a women's wrestling that I promised, Volume 54 taping. from Berwyn, Illinois. Results courtesy of PWPonderings.com. Dark matches were Marty Bell, Miss December, and Angie Sky defeated Pink Flash Cura, Zandra Bell, and Lee Von Dutch. Match number 2, Heidi Lovelace defeated Angela Lane. And now for the taping itself, Santana Garrett in match number 1 defeated Miss Natural. Mischief that had a WWE tryout in the last 2 months defeated Rhea O'Reilly. Wonder if she's any kin to Cassidy O'Reilly. Well, that was match number 2. Evie defeated Kimberly. No, that's not DDP's former wife. It's Kimber Lee. Different. That was match number 3. Match number 4, Calamity defeated Yu Yamagata. Match number 5, Vita Scott and Shaza McKenzie defeated Raphael. That's Leva Bates and Donatello. No, that's not from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fame. That was known as Alice in Danger. Match number 6, Shanna defeated Jessie McKay. Number 7, Yako Hamada defeated Melanie Cruz. Match number 8, Jessica Havoc defeated Serena Deeb in her wrestling return from her injuries and what have you. And match number 9, Shimmer Tag Title match, Global Green Gangsters, also known as Kelly Skater and Tomaka Nagawa, defeated the Canadian Ninjas. Match number 10, Courtney Rush defeated Athena, Madison Eagles, and Saraya to become the number 1 contender. And match number 11 in your main event, cheerleader Melissa, formerly of TNA's fame, Alyssa Flash, defeated Mercedes Martinez to retain the Shimmer title. And now for the Volume 55 DVD tapings from also Berwyn, Illinois, courtesy of PW Ponderings again. Match number 1, Jessie McKay defeated Yu Yamagata. Apologize for that pronunciation. Match number 2, Allison Kay with Taylor Made over Thunder Kitty. At least they couldn't call her Thundercat. Match number 3, Jessica Havoc and Sassy Steffi defeated Heidi Lovelace and Santana Garrett. Match number 4, Christy Von Herry. That's the fiance of former TNA wrestler J.C. Neal. Saraya initially won, but the ref reversed the decision when he saw Saraya use a foreign object. How can you be seen using a foreign object after the fact that the match is over? Let's have seen the replays. Okay, let's go to the replays, Albert. Okay. Unrelated wrestling news. Pat Summerall, formerly of the NFL broadcast that used to broadcast like Monday Night Football and also some other football events, passed away yesterday. Our condolences to him and his family. Match number 5, Athena beat Taylor Made. Match number 6, Shimmer Tag Title were on the line. Vita Scott and Shaza McKenzie won by DQ against Nicole Matthews and Portia Perez, the champions. Match number 7, Calamity beat Mischief. Match number 8, Tomoka Nagawa defeated Leva Bates. Match number 9, Madison Eagles defeated Kana. Match number 10, Mercedes Martinez beat Yako Hamada. And main event, cheerleader Melissa defeated Courtney Rush to retain the Shimmer title again. Top Row Wrestling event. Comment if you know some of these names, because you may have heard some of these names by other names in different wrestling organizations. These results are courtesy of PWTorch.com. Jammin' of Oliventia defeated Cliff Compton. Do you know who he is? No, he's not Capzilla. He's formerly from Deuce and Domino fame from WWE. Preston Michaels over Mark Anthony and Ray Storm. I don't know any of them. Rob Terry defeated Robbie E. Okay, Robbie T from TNA, Robbie E from TNA. The Natural Born Thrillers defeated Buzz and Barbarian by countout. Rip Sawyer and two partners over DJ Murdoch, Asafi, and Jeremy Rhodes. Rock and Roll Express defeated Kevin Nash and X-Pac. And that ended the show. And shortly after that event, Kevin Nash and X-Pac both took to Twitter and announced that they were not paid by the promoter, Marvin Ward. Nash noted that Ward also goes by the name of Doug. Nash said he plans to contact the Virginia State Athletic Commission with the goal of making sure Ward never runs another event. And Waltman stated that the commission took a percentage of the gate, yet he never even had his blood pressure checked. And Jake the Snake Roberts also appeared on the show and said he would be making his return to the ring very soon as well. Well, and that concludes my wrestling history and wrestling events for this day in history, and also the Top Rope and TNA events news. Thanks again and peace out.